Greetings from the I Am Consciousness presence, holding this space for all of humanity. But it begins with you. So welcome to the space. Myakya osh negan, vend shikdom karakšnakten, alo kalyan si, sat unjen banya kelivish non, kash jo kan vind ken lakyonom, sashaidiven kat ocha. Vendiane tu sholeventa. Karienoklo sho, denia, keria vishnek da sho, dam sho dika. Davine lek non shati emma, ki vishna koshota iki, ven ang shoka anda. Sometimes it seems we are waiting for some event, something to take place, something to happen, something to change. We find ourselves in waiting. So what are we waiting for? Transformation is a very moment by moment thing taking place every moment. Consciousness is always present. So we can invoke the consciousness in any situation that comes before us. And realizing that situations that come before you are simply seeking a higher, more expanded way of being, not a limitation, but an unlimited possibility. Such power we wield within our own awareness, our knowing. Past thinking, we can't think we know, we must know we know. And when you live in this knowing space, things happen, things change, things transform. Maybe not always to your liking or how you think they should change, but to recognize in each moment the highest good is always taking place. Now I know the intellect says, how can this be the highest good? Things have backslid, things are dark, things are fearful. They seem to be that way. But what of the consciousness that we are? That plays an absolute, supreme role in this world. Beyond the knowing of humanity, known to a few that are waking up to this realization that they are, that you are this consciousness, that you are no longer just a mere mortal being. We might say you are supernatural in various ways. As you awaken to your potential, your possibilities. We live in a world that is constantly in its turmoil and struggle, seeking to change. But the powers that be seem to want to keep things the same. That keeps humanity under its thumb, more or less, in control. So consciousness cannot be controlled. It is the controller. And as you know that within your very immediate life, you have great influence on the whole of humanity. It may seem minuscule, but yet one grain of sand accumulating and accumulating and accumulating becomes a beach. So the consciousness we are is becoming a beach, a humongous beach that will engulf the whole of the world in its compassion and love. One says, is consciousness love? Anyone that can love is part of the consciousness. For that is the highest elevation in our awareness as human being, the connecting kind of aspect. So to love the experience, to love life, to love the existence is consciousness. And when you can love yourself in spite of your evil deeds from the past, your failings, your downfalls, your slips. If you can love yourself beyond those things, realizing all experiences is leading to a higher expression of your true self. So nothing is ever lost or wasted, nothing to be ashamed of, simply to rejoice in the experience of transcendence, moving beyond where you were. And your mind idea stuck, unstuck, unglued, free to be all that you can be moment by moment is simply what consciousness is. We would like to see the whole of humanity embracing itself as consciousness. It seems to the intellect that may take a long time. But in the meantime, the individuals embracing the consciousness has a great balancing effect on the rest of the world. So when we can hold in knowing that something's possible, beyond doubt, beyond the ramblings of the intellect saying the impossible, we know that we know. It's a very powerful, powerful place to be, to know that you know, moment by moment. To know this, to know that you know this, is such a work of consciousness, such an experience, because it lifts you out of the past, out of all that was, into something that can be, as you know within yourself. To know the absoluteness that consciousness is. To know of its creativity, its power, its transformative power that is always at work in the very cells of the body. So, what are we? What are we to become? A transhuman? A beyond human? Because the intellect sees the human as something limited, something fallible, something angry, something separate. But in consciousness we cannot be separate. There is no separation. There is no other. To embrace that, to allow that, to discover that in your daily life, in all of your workings, your experiences, your relationships, all of it is to know that the highest good is at work as consciousness. Everything that takes place is part of this unfolding. We don't always agree or like it, but there is a higher awareness holding within ourselves that knows it's all right. It's all right, moment by moment. Embrace that. Know that. Know it beyond all doubt or fear or separation, and you will be a living example of what consciousness is in this life, in this moment, in this world. So that is what we are about. We strive to be examples and to exemplify the possibilities that the consciousness presents to the very body itself. So to be a living example of that is such a gift of knowing that we are, to be this in each moment, to allow it, to embrace it, to discover it, and just see what it can do. Back to know that you know. Not what you believe, but to know what you know as truth within yourself. To experience it, step by step, moment by moment, experience by experience. That is the process of unfolding for our very true selves. In this relationship with life as consciousness, we see beyond the boundaries and the limitations of beliefs and concepts of the past, of all conditioning of the past, of all consensus reality of the past. We are creating a reality and consciousness that is far away from whatever was thought or believed from the past. Something that's so elevated, so uplifting, so creative, so transforming. Who wouldn't want to participate in that unfolding if they had opportunity to know that is taking place? To know what is taking place is simply to know the possibility. Embrace it, discover it, play with it, experiment with it, see just what you can do as consciousness itself in each moment. To be all that you can be in each moment is the work before us of consciousness. Consciousness at play, moment by moment, in the way we exist as life itself.
Johannes says, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Johannes. Thank you.
Shantara says, a sandstorm of love is coming. Thanks, Ishvara.
Yes, Shantara. Let it come.
Anna and Slava say, thank you, Ishvara.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And Todd says, I need to listen to that one on repeat. Thank you for that, Ishvara.
You're welcome, Todd. Thank you for being with us today, and thank you for your love and support. Be all that you are as you realize what you are as consciousness.